I love it.
There was
Of course,
people
LA
here
has a
yesterday. I
great-
don't know what to make of it.
We'll just start here with Sue
Sorry.
in the room.
Well, hi, I'm gonna, I think I'll ask you, something I asked a couple of your players.
Sure.
As far as your rotating personnel as a coach, that's gotta be tough. You guys have people coming in, going out, coming in, going out. How do you adjust to that team and to make a plan?
Yeah, I think it's tough too, with matchups with not having a lot of depth at the post position, and we have to be very reactive to the other team. And maybe play different personnel based on like LA's, coming off playing Indiana or some of the smaller teams, like we can get away sometimes being a 4 guard. In this game, we had to make some different adjustments that, we just don't have that kind of depth to like be consistent, and it's sort of a game to game based on matchups now. We've had some consistency in it, and definitely tonight we wanted to ride what was working for us a little bit. So people played a little bit more minutes. We really wanted to get the win. So down the stretch, even that fourth quarter, kind of have to make whatever works.
Truly, as they say, a game time, a day, take every game one game at a time. That's pretty much what how you're living right now. So
Right, absolutely.
okay.
Yeah, just trying to get better every game.
Now you guys have to solidify the roster after you get back from All-Star break. Is that correct?
I think that the final cut date, there's a trade deadline up. I think that's the only thing left for the season.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any idea how the roster's going to work yet for your final?
It would be great to see if BG would be available. Hopefully we get Key and Nurse back, but I have, besides that, not sure where we'll end up. We've been able to battle a lot of these games. I think if we get everybody, we don't have the luxury of just not everybody playing really, really well, And so like if we get our top group playing really well, our top 6, 7 players, then we can compete with anybody. But if we got 1 or 2 that aren't up to that level, then we can't compete. Sometimes, or like today, we just couldn't close it out. Just some bad or not perfect execution down the stretch that I think we could have done better.
That kind of leads to my last question, just as far as what a lot of your games lately have been close. Is it because of execution or what do you think?
I think this game was close because we fought back and battled, and I thought it was back and forth, and it gets down to those last 3 minutes. It's about making plays and getting stops in those moments, and just making sure that we're all on the same page. And today we just had some unfortunate turnovers in most spaces, and maybe like the foul differential was a real thing in the game for us today. 16-25 is not a normal WNBA game, and I thought that there was, our players were being as aggressive as theirs. So with us being perimeter and where we attack the basket a little bit more than most teams now, being guard central, it's unfortunate that we couldn't get to the line a little bit more. We're really accustomed to that. That's a big part of our game. Getting only 16 free throws, that's not enough for us. Also, Chain helps us with our pace.
Well said. Thank you.
All right, we'll do a few here on Zoom. We'll start with Sean, followed by David.
Hi, Coach. How are you today?
Sean.
My question is, can you use the All-Star break as kind of a tool to reset the team? And do you think for the players who are playing there, no shade at them, but can it be a distraction for them and take away from that reset?
Being an All-Star is a tremendous honor, and we're really happy for Sky to get that opportunity. So I think that I don't think that can take away from anybody that opportunity to play in that game. But for our other players who we've had a really front-loaded schedule with a lot of games every other night, or loaded schedule, really, we have less games in the second half here coming up. It'll be a chance for us to rejuvenate. So to people get some rest, get a little bit of time away from each other. I don't care how much you love each other, seeing each other's face every single day. I mean, everybody's, you got siblings, everybody's got family, we know.
Yeah.
So I think this opportunity for everybody to just step away, be with their people and reset so that we can have a good push at the end of the season is going to be critical for us.
Thank you, Coach.
You're welcome.
We'll go over to David, followed by Samir to run this out.
Coach, with Sandy Brundle returning to the Valley on Thursday and a lot of your team playing under her for a number of years, what will that game be like for your group?
I'm hopeful they'll be very motivated. Sandy is a friend of mine, and you know, it'd be nice to see her and say hello. And you know, the core players have played for a long time. And so, you know, I think you always have motivation when you're going against your former coach, or as a coach going against your former team. So, you know, we're motivated to win. Extra motivation is great, but I think Sandy had some great success in the Valley, and I'm sure that you know, our fans would be appreciative of her.
All right, we'll go over to Samir.
Tough loss for you, Coach. I just wanted to say first, Hayden is unfortunately unable to join us because he's with his family celebrating the 4th of July.
Hayden, come on, buddy.
But going back
What?
but going back to this game, I noticed that you guys had 21 turnovers tonight. Very messy game. Why was that the case?
Yeah, you know, that is a high level of turnovers for us. We got a game this year where we had 4. And so I think that's a question of focus and execution. You know, Rashonda is still new to the group, so there's still a little bit of adjustment, and we as coaches need to do a better job of getting her up to speed so she can execute what we're trying to do. But at the same time, it's not all on her. We have to value the ball in every possession. We do not have the luxury of throwing the ball to the other team and giving them extra possessions, especially with our challenges, size-wise, rebounding, right? So rebounding and turnovers are one of the key ways that you control possession in the game. And rebounding is always going to be a struggle. And so we have to take care of turnovers. And we just had too many tonight. They were inopportune ones as well. And just we need to do a better job of reading what people are trying to take away from us. And I think, you know, reviewing the film will be helpful for that.
And what happened on those last 2 offensive possessions of the game? The one in which Skylar was supposed to take that last shot, but the ball went out of bounds, and then the last possession where Tarasi forced that 3.
Well, we needed a shot, and so we were just we needed to get something up. So we actually executed it pretty well, I think, the very last one. And you know, if you're at the end of the game and Diane Trausty's taking the shot, like that doesn't matter to me how many she's probably missed. Like, would you bet against her making the next one? You know, I don't know. I wouldn't. So, you know, I think we had a lack of execution on the one before a little bit there. Obviously the turnover, that's a miscommunication. So we just got to get better at that. We at least get a practice here coming into the New York game on Thursday. So we're excited about that. I would want to mention also that we are having a rally on Wednesday in Phoenix for BG. And so as we talk about this, and it's a close game for us and a loss that's hard for us, it's much harder to be in a Russian prison. And so any story or any media that comes out today about the Phoenix Mercury or the WNBA should also include messaging about Brittany Griner and pressuring the Biden administration to finally bring her home. I thought her letter today was touching and poignant. And if it didn't make you cry and I don't think you're really in touch with your emotions, because it was really well written. And yeah, so hopefully if you're in Phoenix, that you can come out and support BG. I think there's a link that you have to sort of sign up to attend the rally. But we want to make sure that we have a great showing of love and support for her and her family. And hopefully this will get some attention that is much needed.
All right. Thanks, Vanessa.
All right, thanks, Bryce.